What if I told you that a single video game franchise made more money in its first year than most Hollywood blockbuster studios? We're talking about a series that didn't just change gaming, it broke the internet on launch day and completely rewrote the gaming history itself. Servers were crashing across multiple continents because millions of people were trying to play the same game at once. Streamers became millionaires just by playing this franchise. This is the story of the complete and unfiltered history of Call of Duty, one of the most influential shooter franchise ever created, that started as a simple World War II shooter game and evolved into a global sensation that generates billions of dollars annually, becoming a game that has shaped the childhood of generations and still actively dominates the gaming arena. Well, if you love gaming documentaries in general, or gaming, please do subscribe and smash the like button. You see, in 2003, the gaming world looked completely different back then. Counter-Strike was the king of competitive shooters, and Medal of Honor dominated the World War II genre. But can you believe it? A small team of developers who had just left 2015 incorporated the studio behind Medal of Honor Allied Assault had much bigger plans. These guys, led by Vince Zampella and Jason West, founded Infinity Ward with a crazy idea. What if we could make players feel like they were actually in a war movie, not just playing a game about war? On October 29th, 2003, the original Call of Duty launched on PC, and honestly, it was revolutionary. While other games made you a one-man army, Call of Duty put you in the boots of regular soldiers, fighting alongside their teammates who actually felt competent. You weren't the main character, you were just another guy trying to survive. This game covered 3 campaigns: American, British, and Soviet. Each felt very unique. They told really good stories that will make you feel like you were part of something big. The famous Stalingrad level, where you charge across a battlefield with nothing but ammunition, while your comrades carry the rifles, became legendary. Even critics themselves loved it, but all the active players loved it even more. But the real game changer came in 2005 with the release of Call of Duty 2. Call of Duty 2 wasn't just any regular update, it was a statement. Launching alongside the Xbox 360, it showed the world what the next generation gaming would look like. The graphics were stunning as for 2005, but more importantly, it perfected the formula that would define shooter games for the next 2 decades. This was also when console players really got their first taste of premium Call of Duty multiplayer. I can't forget that moment, really. Xbox Live was still relatively new, but the game's online matches were addictive in a way that few games had ever achieved before. The game sold over 7 million copies, proving that Call of Duty wasn't just another war game, it was becoming a symbol. Then came 2007, when everything changed, but for the better. Call of Duty Modern Warfare was the single most complete shooter ever made. If you think I'm exaggerating, let me explain why it had so much impact in the gaming arena during the time. First, it abandoned World War II for contemporary warfare. While competitors were still stuck in the 1940s, the campaign was really good, Captain Price became a gaming icon, the scene still gives me chills. The missions there were spot on and completely redefined what video game storytelling could be. But the campaign wasn't even the main attraction. The multiplayer was what really made Modern Warfare legendary. The progression system, unlocking new weapons and attachments as you leveled up, was pure genius. Kill streaks rewarded skilled players with very powerful abilities. Meanwhile, maps like Crash, Backlot, and Shipment was like our home. But here's the thing, the game was perfectly balanced. Easy enough for newcomers to have fun, and vast enough for players to master. The skill standards was incredibly high, but the skill floor was low enough that anyone could jump in and get some kills. Content creators started building entire careers around Modern Warfare. Optic Gaming, FaZe Clan, and countless other organizations that dominate today's gaming now got their start here. The game sold over 15 million copies and generated over $600 million in revenue. World at War proved that there was still life in the World War II setting. It was more violent, more action, and more realistic than previous entries. When these 2 simple words that appeared on the main menu, the hype couldn't help but increase: Nazi zombies. What started as a fun bonus mode became one of gaming's most beloved experiences. The concept was simple: survive waves of undead enemies in round, increasing difficult. The whole idea was just so good. Der Riese, Nacht der Untoten, Verrückt, these map names became legendary. Content creators like Noah J, 456 built massive followings around zombies content. This mode began countless theories, Easter egg hunts, and community discussions that still continue to this day. If Modern Warfare was this good, imagine how good Modern Warfare 2 was. It was released in November 2009, and it broke every entertainment record in existence at the time. $310 million in sales, $1 billion in total revenue. It was really top notch. The multiplayer here was also peak. New kill streaks like the AC-130 and Nuke changed the game entirely. entirely. Maps like Terminal, Rust, and High Rise became instant classics. The introduction of customizable kill streaks let players fully tailor their experience. This was also when Call of Duty truly became a spectator sport. Creators turned gameplay clips into art, and YouTube channels dedicated to Call of Duty content became so popular. Treyarch's Black Ops brought something very different to the table in 2010. While Modern Warfare focused on the usual conflicts, Black Ops dove deep into Cold War conspiracy theories and psychological warfare. It's really as cool as it sounds. The campaign followed Alex Mason's journey through brainwashing, conspiracy, and psychological manipulation. Characters like Frank Woods, Jason Hudson, and Victor Reznov became fan favorites. The story's twists and turns, including the revelation about JFK's assassination, showed that Call of Duty campaigns could be genuinely compelling narratives. But Black Ops made its biggest impact in two areas: zombies and online features. Zombies evolved from World at War's simple survival mode into elaborate experiences with full storylines. Kino der Toten became one of the most played zombie maps ever. To everyone's greatest surprise, Black Ops introduced theater mode, allowing players to record, edit, and share their gameplay. This single feature revolutionized gaming content creation and gave birth to countless YouTube careers. The game's success was staggering, over 650 million in sales alone. Not just that, but in the first 5 days too. It eventually became one of the best-selling games of all time. And then, Modern Warfare 3 faced an impossible task: conclude the Modern Warfare trilogy while living up to expectations. Despite development drama at Infinity Ward that saw key founders leave the studio, Modern Warfare 3 delivered. The campaign provided closure to Captain Price's story and delivered spectacular set pieces across global locations. The multiplayer, once again, was out of this world. The introduction of Kill Confirmed changed objective-based gameplay forever. Survival mode gave players a cooperative experience. Maps like Dome, Seatown, and Village became competitive staples. This launch broke Modern Warfare 2's records, generating $775 million in its first 5 days. This actually also proved that Call of Duty's popularity wasn't dependent on specific developers. The brand itself had become larger than any individual creator. Black Ops 2 attempted something big too, a campaign set in both the past and future, connected by family legacy and revenge. The story of Raul Menendez created one of gaming's most compelling villains. Multiple endings gave the single-player experience real replay value. The introduction of the Pick 10 system made loadout customization in the multiplayer mode to stand out. League Play brought ranked competitive modes to consoles for the very first time too. The game's success ensured Call of Duty's dominance, but it also marked the end of an era. The next few years would bring significant challenges. Ghosts in 2013, Advanced Warfare in 2014, and Black Ops 3 in 2015 represented Call of Duty's most challenging years. Each game tried to innovate, but faced significant backlash from its gaming community. Ghosts introduced larger maps and slower gameplay that many felt betrayed Call of Duty's fast-paced identity. Advanced Warfare's exosuits and wall running changed the game's fundamental mechanics in ways that divided the fanbase. Black Ops 3 featured a confusing campaign with psychological elements that many players found very difficult to understand. However, its Zombies mode, featuring the return of the original characters, was widely praised. During this period, other games began challenging Call of Duty's dominance. Battlefield gained ground, and Battle Royale games like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds started attracting massive audiences. Infinite Warfare represented Call of Duty's lowest point in terms of how they fans saw it. The reveal trailer became one of the most disliked videos in YouTube history, with fans expressing their frustration. Infinite Warfare sold significantly fewer copies than previous entries. The message from the community was clear. They wanted Call of Duty to return to its best. Sledgehammer Games heard the community loud and clear. Call of Duty World War II brought the franchise back to its origins with a fierce, emotional World War II campaign alongside a grounded multiplayer system. Sales rebounded, and the community response was overwhelmingly positive. Infinity Ward's 2019 Modern Warfare reboot was nothing short of spectacular. Featuring a realistic campaign and completely rebuilt its multiplayer engine, it reminded everyone why Call of Duty had become a worldwide sensation. But Modern Warfare's real game changer was Warzone. That was the franchise's first serious attempt at Battle Royale and was launched in 2020 as a free-to-play game. Warzone attracted over 100 million players in its first year. Warzone transformed Call of Duty from an annual franchise into a live service platform. Content creators dominated Twitch and YouTube just as the game dominated the sales charts. Well, at this point, this company really changed everything and how we thought we could play games. Call of Duty Mobile's launch represented one of the most successful mobile game releases ever. Developed by Tencent's Timmy Studios, the game brought console-quality Call of Duty experience to smartphones. This game's success was immediate and sustained. Over 100 million downloads in its first week, eventually reaching over 650 million downloads globally. Content creators like Cypher, Black Ops Cold War continued the franchise's momentum with a campaign that connected to the original Black Ops storyline to the story of Russell Adler, Bell, and Perseus. And they had a lot of crazed plot twists. Its integration with Warzone created a unified Call of Duty ecosystem. Weapons, operators, and progression carried across games, making the franchise feel like a connected universe rather than separate annual releases. Honestly, Black Ops 6 is a true representation of Call of Duty's current state, a state-of-the-art creation. The campaign's return to the Black Ops storyline, improved zombies mode, and refined multiplayer showed that Activision had learned from its past mistakes. From a small team's ambitious vision in 2003 to a multi-billion-dollar entertainment empire for consoles, PC, and mobile platforms, Call of Duty has defined what it means to be a successful gaming franchise. The franchise's ability to adapt to changing markets and consistently deliver experiences that bring millions of players together. And honestly, we're probably just getting started.